Hello, we will present to you the topic of Indian diaspora. Now you might think I've never heard about it, and that's why first of all we will talk about the definition of diaspora and we'll find out what the countries with the largest diaspora are, and afterwards talk about the diaspora in India. Then we will teach you about the short story because you will notice that there are some interesting relations to the third and final continent, and then we will find out if you know the answers to our quiz. So, what even is diaspora? The word comes from the Greek and translates to dispersal, which means in German Zerstreuung. Diaspora defines a group of people who are currently living outside India and means those who can trace their roots back to India. It can be divided in three categories: non resident Indians, the NRIs, persons of Indian origin, PEOs, and overseas citizens of India, OCES. Largest diaspora is in India. So India has the most people who live outside their country, closely followed by Mexico, Russia, China, and Bangladesh. It can be noticed that the countries with the largest diaspora are also some of the biggest countries of the world. But that's only one explanation for the numerous people who are leaving their country. In India, the large-scale migration began during the British rule in the middle of the 19th century. These days, people leave primarily due to secure salaries, civic rights, disagreement with Indian culture like the caste system, and problems with social policy measures. So, in the new country, they hope for protection by the state, like in Germany, for example, Hartz IV. These are reasons that today the Indian diaspora numbers over 60 million people. Many of the Indian people go to North America, to the land of thousand opportunities, in the hope of a better life in the world's greatest melting pot. But Australia is also popular. Reasons for this are probably that many Indians feel most comfortable with the English language and therefore move to such a country. But Indians are also widely distributed in the rest of the world. These problems can also be found in the short story Third and Final Continent by Jhumpa Lahiri. Also in her story is a young man who leaves India to build a life, first in England and then in America. However, at the same time, he remains tied to his homeland as he has agreed to an arranged marriage and must marry an Indian woman who will later accompany him to his new country. The dichotomy leads to an identity crisis with questions like: who is my home and who am I? What do I wear? Is a sari still appropriate? These problems affect many people who have left their country and create difficulties with the sense of home and are discussed in other stories as well. Now that you know so much about Indian diaspora, it's time for a quiz. Name one of the countries with the largest diaspora. Of course, not India, that would be too easy. Second, what language does the word diaspora come from and how can it be translated? The third, what is the name of Indian clothing? Mexico, Russia, China, and Bangladesh would be the answers for the first question. For the second question, the answer would be that the word comes from the Greek and means dispersal. The last answer would be that sari is the name of the Indian clothing. Thanks for watching.